All right, here we go. It's Wednesday night, and that means Sky Yoga. So we're going to do some standing stretches today, triangle and wide angle variations. But let's start, as always, on a cushion. And maybe you're keeping track of which leg is on top and alternating from time to time. That's a useful practice. Also, sitting on a cushion can be really helpful. So relax your lower body down. Let your torso rise up out of your lower body. And relax your shoulders down. And then tuck your chin slightly and feel your spine as one long series of vertebrae from the bottom of your skull all the way to the bottom of your bottom. And just begin to pay attention to your breath. And then we'll begin to more purposefully smooth out, lengthen, deepen the breath with whatever pranayama you enjoy. And now that we're back in touch with our breath, yoked with our breath, as the word yoga implies, let's energize the breath. So filling up your rib cage like a big old beach ball, and then expelling the air with some force using your ab muscles for cleansing breaths. And on your next exhale, feel free to stick out your tongue for lion's breath. All right, now we'll stretch the neck. So drop your chin down. Let gravity pull your head down. Relax your neck. Maybe encourage that pull downward by gently wobbling your chin side to side. Feeling the stretch in your upper back. And when things are starting to feel a little more limber there, start rolling your chin from shoulder to shoulder in a big loose half circle. Let your shoulders stay relaxed. And if this is feeling good, maybe you try the full circle. If that does not feel good, stick with the half circle. And if you are doing full circles, change direction. And be open to the possibility that it works one way and not the other. Sometimes that's just how it is. And then sit up nice and tall, and we'll open the arms wide, spread the fingers wide. Inhale up, fingers reach for the ceiling, arms long. And exhale, slowly bring the palms down. Feel the energy flowing through your arms. Inhale and reach. Exhale and release. And one more like that. And release down. And this time we'll come up to the top again and drop one hand down and grab that elbow, pulling back for a tricep stretch. Nice and gentle, easing that elbow back. Feeling the back of your upper arm stretch. And then inhale, reach up again, stretch, and exhale the other hand down, pulling that elbow gently back. And keep pulling so that as your tricep relaxes, it will go back even just a tiny bit further. And then inhale up, reach high, open the arms wide, and with an exhale, bring one arm across, hook the other one underneath for a bicep stretch and deltoids, just the whole upper arm area. So the extended arm is relaxed. It's the folded arm doing the work. And keep your body rotated to the front. We're not rotating the spine, just pulling the arm across. And then inhale, open wide, stretch, reach. And exhale, bring the other arm across, pulling it in. There we go. For me, the best stretch is if I hold just above my elbow. Inhale, open wide again, thumbs up, and then press the backs of the hands toward each other behind you. Big stretch in the shoulders, chest puffs out, shoulder blades squeeze together. Breathe. And on your next exhale, big hug. Neck and shoulders remain loose. Pull your shoulders forward. And then inhale, open wide, flip your thumbs down, and bring the hands together behind you. Clasp and lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, puff out your chest. And then another big hug with the other elbow on top. Make your movements nice and smooth, not too jerky. And then we'll release the hands and finish up this part with some shoulder rolls, inhaling up and exhaling down. Change direction. And I've been thinking of these shoulder rolls as sort of a warm up for cats and cows. Right now, I'm really feeling it in the upper back. And then when we move to hands and knees for cats and cows, we'll feel it all along the spine. And let's go ahead and do that. So make your way down. hands and knees. Be sure to protect your joints if needed with an extra fold in your mat or a towel or a blanket. So we'll begin the first one. Take it nice and slow. Lift your spine, lift your upper back, drop your tailbone, drop your head, arching up into cat, and then pushing back with an exhale. To rest on your heels, stretch your arms a moment. And then inhale, bend the elbows, lift the head, lift the hips, and pull through cow. So now your belly is sunk down. And then reverse it and keep flowing through that with your breath. And come back up into tabletop when you complete your next circle. Give your hips a wag. And we'll go into thread the needle for shoulders. So inhale your left arm high, reach for the ceiling, feel the stretch in your waist, your inner thigh on the right side, and then exhale the arm down to the floor. Rest on your shoulder and head. Hands come together, and then the top hand slides out, stretching until your elbow is over your hand, maybe your wrist, maybe your palm. And then with an exhale, send that arm around behind you, opening up the upper shoulder, and roll the bottom forearm along the floor. We'll unwind and press up. Inhale the left arm high. Exhale it down. And now we'll inhale the right arm high, reach. Exhale. Head comes to rest. Hands palm to palm. Slide that top hand out. Stretch both shoulders. And then exhale your left arm around behind you. And roll the right forearm along the floor. If you're like me, you're looking under your furniture right now at all the dust bunnies that need cleaning. But this is not the time. Dust bunnies can wait. We're going to uncurl your left arm, press up, inhale the right arm high, stretch, and exhale back down. And now for the leg stretch, kickstand. Extend your left leg behind you, flex your foot, toes toward your face, heel pressing away, and then swing the leg out to your side. Come down to rest on your heel and your forearms or a cushion. Relax your leg and reach for your ankle. Your head can hang here if that's comfortable, or put it on a cushion. The more you relax your buttocks and your hips, the more stretch you'll get in your left hamstring and inner thigh. So sink down into it. So instead of doing the toe stretch, let's do that. Let's sink way down into this kickstand. I'm just letting my right hip fall toward the floor. My left heel is stuck on the mat, and so I'm getting a great stretch all the way through the left leg. And then we'll gently come back up to tabletop. And prepare for the other side. So right leg straight back, flexed foot, push through the heel, extend, feel the stretch in your abs, and then swing it out to your side. Ease back, resting on elbows and heel. Relax your right leg, reach for your ankle, let your head hang, and then just let your left hip sink down. For me, I'm sitting on my left heel, but I'm also kind of falling off my left heel. Really feeling the stretch in the right inner thigh and the right hamstring. Keep reminding your left hip and your left butt cheek to relax. And then we'll come back up to tabletop. And that's what I'm really after today for myself is length. So I hope that these exercises will help you find some length in the arms and the legs today. So coming back to our tabletop, we'll do a little of our swirling around and drunken cow. Hello, McCloud. Gotta get up, up. Go look for squirrels. Good boy. Swirling around. Ah. Hips go way forward and then way back. And then change direction. Always knowing that you can take this pose as an opportunity to look for tight spots. Become aware of what your body might need tonight. And now let's push back into child's pose. So open up the knees, big toes touch, arms reach long. And then coming back up through tabletop, bring the knees or thighs back to parallel and swing the hips forward for an ab stretch. You can look up here. This is upward facing dog. Or you can come down to your elbows in Sphinx. Do what your back prefers. And if you look over your shoulders, you'll get a little bit of a spine stretch and a little bit of an spinal twist and an ab stretch. Cannot stretch your spine. All right. So the conditioning exercise for today goes with this theme of length. We're going to do elbows, which is lengthening for the legs and the trunk. So you can do elbows two different ways. I'll do the easy way first and then the hard way. So easy way is you start from tabletop, extend the leg, and then you bring your knee to the same side elbow, cross it to the other elbow, and extend. If you're feeling like a challenge tonight, you would come up into down dog and then extend the leg, bring the knee to same side elbow and across and extend. Since I'm up here, I'll start with the down dogs. So wherever you are, we're going to extend the left leg, left knee to left elbow, right elbow, extend, left, right, long, left, right, 3, left, right, 4, left, right, 5, left, right, 6, left, right, 7, 3 more on this side, left, right, 8, left, right, 9, left, right. Last one, good job. Let's come down into a rest pose, whichever one you prefer, in between sides. I'm going to turn on my fan. It's better. And now we'll be extending the right leg. So you can do this again from tabletop or from down dog. So come into your starting position and we'll extend the right leg, right knee to right elbow, left elbow, extend, right, left, 2, right, left, 3, right, left, 4, right, left, 5, right, left, 6, right, left, 7, right, left, 8, 2 more, right, left, 9, right, left, last one, collapse. Let's come down on our bellies, catch your breath, bend at the knees and reach for your feet. So we're resting and stretching at the same time. And if you want to deepen this stretch for the quads, lift your torso and your knees off the floor. And you'll get even more stretch in your quads. And when you're ready, release down. All right, let's come up. We're going to make our way slowly to standing. So we're going to start with little squat. Sitting back on your heels and bringing your arms in between your knees in a low squat. This is so we rise slowly up into standing and don't have any head rush, which I'm really susceptible to. So you can pause here and sway, feeling a nice stretch in your inner thighs. You can bring your hands to prayer position or even knuckle to knuckle to get more stretch. Whew. And then we will drop the hands and lift up into forward fold. So feet are parallel under your hips and you're hanging forward from the hips. Really feeling the hinge here where your legs and your pelvis connect. So not bending from your waist, but bending from your hips. So your butt will come out more as you bend from the hips. Grab your elbows and sway. And now we're going to drop the right hand to your left ankle and lift your left arm high in Rishi's twist, feeling length in the arms and the legs. So let your upper body still sink down, only your left arm is lifted. And then we'll switch. Left hand comes to right ankle and your right arm rises high while your left hand holds your upper body down, stretching through the backs of the legs. And then release both arms. And now we're going to heel toe out into a wide stance. Comfortably wide. I'll come to an angle so you can see better. And really focus again on that hip bend. So with your arms planted in front of you, maybe they're on a cushion to lift them up. Feel as if you could get to a place where your back is flat. And so it's not curving from the waist, but flat from hips to shoulders. Maybe even a tiny bit of a cow feeling. I know that's hard. It's much easier to do a cat here. See if you can lift your hips, lift your head, and let your belly drop into a cow. And then walk your hands back right under your face, between your feet, and we'll do that twist again. So your right hand is planted on the floor or a support, and you lift your left arm high, And that really deepens or intensifies the stretch for the backs of both my legs, especially on the right side. And then we'll slowly bring the left hand down and raise the right hand, switching the stretch to the back of your left leg. And then bring your right hand down. I'm going to turn again. You don't have to move. Now we're going to walk both hands over to your left ankle or shin or whatever you can grab. So just leaning your upper body towards your left leg, holding it wherever is comfortable for you. Feel a deep stretch in your left leg. And then walk your hands through the center, same thing on the right, just reaching whatever you can hold. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of your right leg. And then hands back to center. Engage your abs. We're going to roll up to standing in this wide pose, wide angle. So roll slowly up. Take your time. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back. And we're ready to do triangle. So you're in your wide stance with your butt in and your gut in. Open your arms nice and wide, just like Warrior Two. And we're going to point your right foot away from you. So your left toes are forward and your right foot is facing the side of the room, whatever that is for you. Arms are level. And now we're going to try to keep the hips and the torso in line. Instructors always say as if between panes of glass, right? So we're going to let your hips travel left and your torso travel right without leaning forward or back, right? Staying in those panes of glass. Arms nice and level. I'm feeling the stretch in the back of the right leg. And when you're as far forward as you can get, remember that flat back we were aiming for before. You're going to drop your right hand and lift your left hand high. And now we're in classic triangle pose. So pause here. Your hand falls wherever. You don't have to reach for anything special. Just wherever your hand is, grasp. Breathe. And enjoy a gentle stretch throughout both legs. And now we'll do extended triangle. Bend your forward knee and rest your forward elbow on it. And now I'm going to scoot my left foot back and really lengthen that stance into a side lunge. So the right knee is over the right ankle at a right angle. Right ankle, right angle. And the arm reaches long. So we've got a long line from hand to heel on the left side, with the right side supporting everything. Big stretch in the inner left thigh. And then lift your left heel and bring your hands down around your foot. And now we're in a real lunge, not a side lunge. And just pause here. You can gently move your hips up and down, stretching your quad and your hip flexor. And then bring your hands through the center. Bring your feet to the front, toes facing front, and we'll roll up slowly to standing again. Use your abs to support your back as you roll up. And here we are ready to set up for the other side. So arms come up long and level. Left toe points to the side of the room. So your feet are on one track. Your heel is pointing. Your heels are kind of in line, or your left heel is pointing at your right arch, maybe. Roughly in line. And then again, we're going to think about two panes of glass. Right hip goes back. Left shoulder goes forward. Arms stay long and level. Reach. And when you're as far down as you can comfortably be, drop your left hand, Lift your right arm. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. It's one of the few Indian names, Hindu names that I can remember. So resting your hand wherever and reaching high. Stretch that left leg. And then bend your left knee. Rest your left elbow on it. And maybe you can scoot your right foot back a bit and then reach your right hand long overhead. One big long line, right hand to right foot, and a big stretch here in the front right hip flexor. Extended triangle. And then bring your right hand down, lift your right heel, left hand down, and we're in our low lunge. So hang out here a moment in low lunge. And then walk your hands back through the center, toes facing front. And we'll roll up again, use your abs. Arms wide, that's starfish pose, stretch. Nice, and now we'll do rotated triangle. So point your right toes at the side of the room again, arms long and lean into it. And then we're gonna bring the hands to heart center and turn. Bend your right knee and rest your left elbow on your right knee. Rotated triangle. This is difficult. Actually, it's rotated and extended. And if you're able, lower, sink down, sink your left hip down. And then come out, rotating back, straightening your leg, come back up into your wide angle pose. Ooh, let's pause here and breathe. Twists are hard. So other way now, lift your arms long and level. Left toes point at the other side of the room. Leaning forward, hands to heart center. Bend your left knee and twist. Right elbow rests on your left knee. And you're looking the other way. Sink into it. Let your right hip sink down. And then hands back to center. Straighten your leg. Come back into starfish. Nicely done. Whew, let's heel toe in just a bit. So you have a nice stable base for a few squats. So bring your arms up to goal post or cactus, whatever you want to call it. We're going to squat with the arms like that, and then straighten and reach long into starfish. Squat with cactus arms, stand and reach. Squat, reach for 3, nice and slow. Squat, 4, use your abs and your quads. Squat, last one, nice, good. And then bring your legs together. Let's take a big full body stretch. So feet together, reach high, clasp your hands, turn them to the ceiling. And now take your left foot and you're going to step behind yourself. And feel a gentle spinal twist. So your feet are pointing in different directions. And you're very graceful like a ballerina. Big long twist, lengthen the arms. And then step back to center. Pause here and breathe. And then take your right foot behind you. 2 long straight legs. I'm really feeling the stretch in my right calf. The feet are forming the 2 diagonal corners of a square. And we're gently twisting the whole back. Look under your left arm to get a little more twist. And then come back up to standing. Bring your arms down to heart center. Well done. Let's come on down nice and slow to the mat. And we'll do one back stretch and then Shavasana. So coming all the way down, hug your knees, rock side to side. And then take your hands on your knees and guide them in big circles. Change direction. And now extend your legs and drop your hands to your side for Shavasana. If lying flat is uncomfortable for you, bend your knees, bring your feet up nice and wide and collapse your knees inward to take some pressure off your low back. And just pause here and feel all the energy, the circulation flowing through your arms and legs, all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And imagine all that busy energy that's buzzing around right now, just slowing down. Maybe think of honey or molasses or syrup and how it slowly flows. So imagine yourself as a pool or a puddle of that thick, slow, viscous liquid, whatever liquid you choose. Just puddling here on the floor. Contained by your skin, in no danger of escaping. But just softly puddling. And then as you begin to deepen your breath, imagine your puddle beginning to crystallize. Maybe if you were imagining melted butter, maybe you're turning back into that soft stick of butter. But imagine yourself slowly turning from pure liquid into a more pliable version, somewhat solid, but still flexible. And now wiggle your soft, flexible fingers and toes. Feeling that core of liquid in there, that softness you carry inside you. And then roll your wrists and your ankles and your head. And then take whatever stretch or pose would feel good right now. Know that you are partly fluid and you can move into any pose. And when you're ready, roll onto one side, resting your head on your arm. And when you're ready, push up to seated with hands at heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste.